Welcome to Strength and Salutations. My company is Berg Body Fitness, and I'm here to just provide fitness and wellness for the entire community of St. Pete across the globe. We just want to have fun, functional fitness for everyone, for every body. Okay, so today the most important thing that I want you guys to remember is to breathe. Breathe intentionally. Don't move faster than you can breathe. Don't do anything that feels painful. If you find discomfort, breathe through the discomfort, okay? Make sure you have your water nearby. Mine is like 20 feet away. Always bring your water, hydrate or dihydrate. Okay, if you need to have a little bit of a snack, a piece of fruit or bite of yogurt or something just to give your juices flowing for this morning movement, please do. Otherwise, you can do this in the comfort of your own home. It is summertime here in Florida, so it is very hot, but right now it actually feels really good outside. So this is the perfect time. It's just very, very dark, but we're still going to get this work. We're going to have 3 blocks of strength movements. Okay, we're doing EMOM-style, so every minute on the minute. So we'll do 3 minutes of straight work, and then you'll have a minute of rest. Okay, we'll do 3 rounds of that in each block, and then from block to block you'll have a minute of rest so that I can go over the movements and you guys can recover and take a bathroom break or whatever you need. Okay, the comments block is open, so if you have any questions or anything, please let me know. Otherwise, I think we can go ahead and get started. All right, so we're going to start with a little bit of a flow here just to get the body warmed up. Like I said, the most important thing here is to breathe through your movements, okay? So I'm starting at the top of my mat. We're going to go for an inhale. Actually, I'll go this way because this is the direction that the sun is going to be in. I'm going to go for an inhale, bringing the hands overhead, and exhaling here. Okay, we're not folding or anything. We're just inhaling, exhaling. One more inhale, exhale. On the next inhale, we'll go ahead and fold. So big inhale. If you want a little back bend, you can. And then we're going to swan dive all the way down to our toes. So we want our feet about hip width distance apart. So it's not super wide and it's not wide mat width, but it's right in that sweet spot, right in the middle. Okay. So we're going to stay here, sway a little bit. Just feel what's might be tight. We just rolled out of bed, some of us, so moving nice and gentle is going to really help you feel connected before we start the madness. Okay? Bend into one leg, and then bend into the other. Shake your head no, nod your head yes. Just find some gentle movement here. And then when you're ready, we'll roll all the way up, one vertebrae at a time. Big inhale. And then exhale. Beautiful. On the next big inhale, we'll bring the hands up again, all the way down. This time we'll plant the hands and step the feet back. Okay, so our wrists are right underneath our shoulders. Our feet are in line with our hips. Okay, we're holding here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you need to drop the knees, you can. Untug the toes, drop the hips, take the gains to the ceiling or the sky. Look over your right shoulder, look over your left shoulder. Big inhale, exhale to come down, tuck the toes, big inhale, exhale to push up back into that high plank, okay? So we'll hold here again. If you need to come down to the knees, that's fine. We're still just getting nice and warm. We'll hold it here again for 10, 9, squeeze that belly button in towards the spine, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then we're dropping the knees, untucking the toes, dropping the hips. Gaze comes up. Big inhale. Exhale to release. Big inhale. Exhale to push up. Last one. Hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop the knees, untuck the toes. Bring the gaze up towards the ceiling. Okay, Now we'll take a big inhale, push the hips back into a child's pose, walk the hands out, do little shimmies, whatever feels good, just to wake up the shoulders. And then when you're ready, press up into our downward facing dog. So we're trying to get our chest towards our thighs. Again here, move how you need to. Find what feels good in your own body. We're just trying to open up through all the joints. Just get a little heat circulating in the body before we start that movement. Okay. Bring the heels up. Come onto your tippy toes. And then drop them down. Bring them up. Tippy toes again. Drop them down. One more time. Bring the heels up. Drop them down. And then bring the heels up once more. And then walk the hands up or walk the feet up towards the hands. Okay? Big inhale. Big exhale. Okay, slowly rise all the way up. Hands overhead. And exhale. All right. If you need to, you can go ahead and pause the video now and do anything else that you might need to get your body warmed up. Otherwise, it is getting brighter so you can see me. This is the part that you really need to see me for, guys, because we're about to put some effort in, okay? So like I said, we're doing 3 12-minute blocks. You'll do 3 minutes of movement, a minute of rest, and then in between each block, we get a minute of recovery, okay? So take water breaks whenever you need to. Try to work through that whole minute. That is really what is going to be the challenge. Try to work through the whole minute. Give yourself grace. And before you know it, this will all be done, and you can go have your coffee or do whatever, unless you're drinking your coffee already. Take sips in between, okay? But also have water, all right? So we're going to start with lower body. So our first 3 movements are going to be squats. So feet are wider than the hips, about shoulder width distance or a little bit wider. If you can have your feet on railroad tracks, that's fine. But if you need to turn your feet out, that's fine as well. Just make sure whichever direction your feet are going, your knees are going in the same direction. So we're sitting those hips back in a squat and then squeezing the glutes and driving through the heels to come back up. So I'll turn to the side so you can see another view. We're sitting the hips back and then we're driving through the heels, squeezing the glutes at the top. Then our next movement is going to be a glute bridge. So we'll be down on the ground on our mat. Heels are as close to the glutes as possible. You can have your hands pressing down onto the ground, or you can bring your hands behind your head, whatever is more comfortable for you. But what's important is we drive through the heels and squeeze the hips up towards the sky and squeeze. You have a couple of options. You can go down to the ground each time for that full minute, or you can stay elevated and pulse. Okay, you have the option to challenge yourself whichever way you like, or you can even stay up and march those feet. So this is your workout. Like I said, I'm just here to guide you. So make it as challenging or as unchallenging as you want it to be. Either way, you're going to get sweaty and you're going to build some strength. And then our last movement is going to be lunges. We're going for reverse lunges. So strong through that stabilized leg. We're going to step back, tap the knee down as low as we can go, and then alternate legs. Okay, so we're trying to create that 90-degree angle. So knee is stacked over the ankle as well as in line with the hip, and the same thing on that back leg. Okay, so we don't want to be too far forward. We don't want to be back here. We also don't want to be in like a warrior stance here. We want to bring that knee down each time we step back. All right, and you have a minute. Doesn't mean you have to speed through it. It just means take your time. I'd rather you do nice, slow, steady reps, moving intentionally with your breath than trying to rush through the minute just so you can get a million reps in, okay? So we'll start with that to begin, and then we'll have a minute in between. I will go over the other movements, and then before you know it, we'll be finished. All right, 5 seconds, and we're getting started with our squats, and begin. So nice and steady. This is the first portion of the workout, so we don't need to do anything super crazy. As you can see, it's getting brighter outside. Everyone's out running, I'm sure people are like, what are you doing over there? And I'm like, I'm working out just like you. Everybody's getting their movement in. Big inhales and exhales as we move through these squats. I'll turn to the side. You always have the option, we have about 30 seconds left of this movement. You always have the option to use a chair. So if you wanted to do sit down squats just so you can get into that motion a little bit easier, if the impact on your knees is a little bit too much, that's totally fine. Okay, we're getting ready for those glute bridges. Keep moving through these squats. 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and take it down. We have our glute bridges, whichever variation you like, and begin. So we're just driving the hips up. Big inhales, big exhales, moving with your breath, pressing down through the heels and through the toes. So don't just lift your heels up or lift your toes up. Really try to press down through all parts of your foot. Remember, the hands can be down by your side. I'm already feeling my muscles activating. We've got about 30 seconds here. Big inhales, big exhales to keep us nice and focused on the movements that we're doing. We got this. Keep squeezing those glutes at the top. Every single time you press up, try to get a little bit higher. 3, 2, 1, and then we'll transition to our lunges. So take it easy coming up. You don't want to get lightheaded. And we're starting with those lunges. So we're just stepping back, nice and easy, strong through the legs. Core always stays engaged. You can do whatever you'd like with your hands. If you want to grab some light weights, you can. And by weights, I mean cans of beans, water bottle, a college book, anything that can give you a little bit of resistance, okay? But we want to focus on that alignment. We want to focus on that breathing, driving through the heel of the front foot and pressing through the ball of the back foot to come up. We got less than 20 seconds, and we get a full 60 seconds of rest before we move on to our next round. Working on that balance a little bit. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and recover. So now we have a full minute here before we go into that next 3 minutes of the same movements. We have our squats, our glute bridge, and our lunges, okay? So grab a sip of water. Now that you know what to expect, now that you know how it feels in your body, if you want to go grab those weights, if you want to modify on the glute bridges, if you want to grab a chair for your sit-down squats, you have some time. We've got about 30 seconds before we get started. I'm going to readjust my mat here. Okay, 15 seconds, and we're starting again with those squats. I think we'll probably push the time back to about 6:15 seems good because it's bright enough out here that you can actually see me now. I was like, oh gosh, they're not going to be able to see me at all. I'm so brown. All right, let's start with those squats. Feet out nice and wide, and we're sitting the hips back, okay? Big squeeze with the glutes at the top. Always keeping that core engaged. The wind feels wonderful. I'm right at North Shore Park this morning, so we've got a beautiful breeze. The skyline looks beautiful. I'll show you on Instagram after the workout, okay? But right now we're focused on this, and we're breathing. Again, I'll go to the side so you can see my angles. I'm pushing my hips back as I sit, and my chest stays tall, okay? We don't want to do squats like this where we're over hinging here. We want to sit back and try to take your gaze up. That'll keep your chest up, okay? We got about 10 seconds until we move into those glute bridges. Big breaths, 3, 2, 1, and easy transition to the ground, right into our glute bridges. Feet right next to the glutes, and we're pressing up. Again, if you need to take a break, if it feels like it's too much, that's totally fine. Take a second to breathe and then get right back to it, okay? Take a little sip of water, but you know that we have that 1 minute recovery, okay? Keep breathing, modify your movements to make them fit your fitness level, okay? This is all body weight work that we're doing today. So there's nothing that you can't modify. And if you have any questions about modifications, hit me up in the chat. Okay, we've got about 10 more seconds. We're going into those lunges. Really feeling the glutes here. Big inhales, big exhales. 3, 2, 1, and lift up. Nice and easy. Right into those lunges. Stabilize through one foot, and then take a step back. I'm a huge fan of working out with no shoes, especially if I'm outside, grounding. It just helps you to use your feet more. We don't do there's not a lot of classes focused on feet flexibility and working through all the muscles and fascia that's in the feet. So the more time you can spend barefoot, especially if you're doing things to get your blood pumping in your body, the better. Strong feet, better balance, better stability, okay? We got 5 seconds and we're getting that 1 minute of recovery. See? We're almost through, and relax. Good job, guys. You're killing it so far. It really is so beautiful out here. I just feel blessed to be able to live into St. Pete and be able to offer fitness classes to my community. It is a dream, an actual dream. So thank you for showing up. Even if you're watching this after it's been recorded live, thank you for pressing play and doing something for yourself and supporting me in the process, okay? We got 30 seconds and we have one more round of our lower body, okay? We're almost through this, guys. Like, I can smell the breakfast already. I can smell it, all right? So we have our 1 minute of squats, 1 minute of glute bridge, and then our 1 minute of lunges. Get ready. We have 10 seconds. Remember any of the modifications. If you started off with modifications and now you want to challenge yourself, you can. And then maybe you do that for 30 seconds and then you go into something that was your modification, okay? All right, last 1 minute of squats and begin. Maybe you pick up the tempo a little bit. Maybe you try to sit a little bit deeper in your squat. Maybe you grab that can of beans to add a little bit of resistance, or a pillow, hold the pillow out in front. That will really help you engage your core and keep your chest nice and tall. There's plenty of things that you can do. I did a lot of work from home videos right when the pandemic hit. So I was trying to come up with all types of creative ways to get people moving in their homes. And I surprised myself because there was a lot of things that I didn't know that I could just do at home with simple. I mean, we was using plastic plates, pillows, everything. All right, keep moving. We're going into those glute bridges in about 5 seconds. Last couple of squats. 3, 2, 1. Right into that glute bridge. Plant those feet and lift those hips up nice and high. Try to get them higher than you have the last 2 rounds. Pressing down through all parts of the foot. As you press down, we want to make sure that that belly button is squeezing in. So we're squeezing up through the glutes and pressing down through the belly button to really engage the entire core, okay? 30 seconds to go. Intentional breath with movement. Keep going. You are stronger than you tell yourself sometimes. Almost through. 3, 2, 1, and we're up for those lunges. Last minute of lunges, guys, and begin. I definitely have a glaze popping right now, which feels really nice. especially because there's a little bit of a breeze outside. So this is the most ideal situation for me. I'm an outside summertime girly, but I do like it when there's a breeze, 30 seconds, big inhales, big exhales. Strong legs, strong feet. There's a crane flying over there. You get the nature sounds and everything. Guys, come on. I don't know if you can hear it because I'm mic'd up, but I can hear it. Couple more seconds. 3, 2, 1, and done. All right. First block is complete. You have pretty much a full 2 minutes to recover. So if you need to refill your water or take a bite of a snack or something, don't chug your water. Take a small sip just to wet your willy. And the next portion, I will go over those movements, okay? So same format here, 3 minutes of work, 1 minute of rest. But this time we're going into upper body. So our first movement is going to be down on the ground in that high plank position, which we're already warmed up for because we did those planks earlier. We're going to do shoulder taps. So we're lifting one arm and the other. What's important here is that we don't want to open the hips up to the side as we're trying to tap our shoulders, okay? We don't want to end up doing this, okay? Because that means that we're not engaging our core. So to combat that, we just spread the feet a little bit wider. Your feet can be as wide as they need to. That way you can press down into your legs and your shoulders and your hips will stay square to the ground, okay? You can also do these totally on your knees, okay? Just make sure we're not here in a tabletop position, but we're pushing the hips forward. There's a straight line from my head down to my knees, and I'm activating through the core still. Legs are as wide as you need to be. After that, we're gonna go into our W press. So I'm gonna be on my knees here. Okay, slight hinge in the hips, arms come out like a Y, and I'm squeezing my elbows behind me. So we're basically going from a Y pose to a goddess pose. So up and down. I'll turn to show you this way. So a slight hinge in the hips, so my chest is slightly forward, arms overhead, squeezing the elbows, coming in, coming back down. And then we have our tricep dips, fingers towards the glutes, and we're just dipping just like that. So it's a small movement, okay? So we'll start with those shoulder taps. Get ready. 1 minute, 3, 2, 1, and begin. So I'm gonna stay on my knees because I do have wrist issues and the ground is a little uneven today because I'm on the grass. But you can even elevate. So if you have a sturdy table or a sturdy chair that you can lean on and do these, you can do that as well. It's really gonna burn those shoulders out. But you can see, even though I'm on my knees, my hips are still staying square to the ground. I'm still pressing down through all parts of my hand, not just in my wrist, okay? And we're working. Feel those shoulder blades activating. We've got about 10 seconds and we're going into our goddess arm W presses. 3, 2, 1. Now I'm just coming up onto my knees. You can do the standing if you'd like. Slight hinge, arms come up as a Y, and I'm squeezing behind me. So let me try to get a diagonal view. There we go. So even though my hips are pushed back, I'm not kind of just dumping here. I'm still active through my core. I'm just squeezing. Arms are getting a nice little press again here. You can add weight if you'd like. Nothing too heavy here because we do have a full minute. Already my arms are on fire, but that's what we want. We want the burn. You could do this seated in a chair. Even if you don't lean forward, that's totally fine. You can do them going straight up and down. Leaning forward just gives you a little bit more of a challenge because you have to pull your arms back rather than here where they can kind of just chill. So there's always a method to the madness. We got about 5 seconds. And switch into those tricep dips. So palms are down, fingers are facing towards the glutes, and we're just dipping the hips down, just like that. So it's not a huge range of motion, but you're still getting the activation in those shoulders. Try not to push the hips up and down, just the elbows. Then if you need to, you can also sit and do the movement here. That way you're not doing your full body weight, but you're still getting that activation through the arms, okay? Because you're still pressing your body up and down. You're just not pressing your entire body. So always a modification, always an option for whichever level that you're at. And breathe, okay? Sticking to our breath. We've got about 10 seconds. I'm going to go ahead and modify here. These are actually pretty intense and very hard. 3, 2, and 1, and shake it off. Okay, guys, first round of our upper body portion done. We got 2 more rounds. Now you know what to expect. If you want to create more of a challenge, especially with the goddess press, the goddess arm press, you can grab weights for your shoulder taps. If you don't want to be on your knees, you can be in that high plank position. If you want even more of a challenge for that shoulder taps, you can elevate your feet so you're in a decline position where your arms are low and your legs are high. That's definitely a challenge. Thank God I don't have any equipment to do that. But like I said, this is your workout. I'm just a guide. I'm here to show you, to make sure you're doing it properly, and then you just hit the level that you're at for the day, okay? And sometimes each day will change. There's days when I can do all the shoulder taps in a high plank position, and then there's days when I'm on my knees, and today is that day, and that's okay. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get ready. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Right back into those shoulder taps. So my hips are square, they're pressed forward. My belly button is engaged. I'm pulling it in towards my spine. You can even have your feet up if you want to add a little bit of a challenge here in the quads and the hamstrings. But what's important here is that we're breathing. We're breathing through whole movement. We've got about 20 seconds to go, guys. You got this. We got this, okay? Teamwork, not just you, not just me, all of us. 10 more seconds. And next is going to be our goddess arm press. 3, 2, 1. And go ahead and press up. And then slight hinge, arms up. And then we're just squeezing those elbows down towards our hips, like we want to touch them together behind us. Neck is long. Try not to squeeze the elbow or the shoulders up towards the ears. Try to press the shoulders down and the arms come up. That way you're creating space. You guys are doing a fantastic job. I know you're working hard at home or wherever you are. Maybe you're at the office right now and you picked a little corner to hide from your employee, from your coworkers, and you're like, I just need to move my body. There's nothing wrong with that. Less than 10. And we're going into those tricep dips, okay? We got this. Woo! Upper body is a struggle for me today. 3, 2, 1. And we're switching into those tricep dips. Again, we want to make sure that we're at the level that we can be. That way we can work towards the level that we want to be, all right? So this is the level that I'm at today. And I'm still getting the work. I can feel my muscles activating. I didn't realize how matchy I was with my mat and my outfit. Can you guys even see me? I'm like totally blending in right now. This breeze is wonderful. I'm just talking because I want to distract myself from how aggressive this feels in my shoulders, and it's okay. We got less than 20 seconds, and we're resting for a minute. We're still pressing into all parts of that hand here, so even though I'm still on my bum and my arms aren't doing as much work as they would if I was hips elevated, I'm still getting that work, okay? 3, 2, 1, and rest. Okay, one more round here for the upper body. I'm really feeling this today, so I probably won't be able to lift my water later and take a drink. So I'll have to just rely on leaning into the straw. But that's okay because I'm going to feel proud of myself for doing the work, okay? So our last round, last 3 minutes in this upper body block, we have our shoulder taps, our goddess arm press, and our tricep dips. People are already starting to gather here for volleyball at North Shore. And the sun is trying to come through those clouds. It really is a beautiful morning. If you can just get outside and go for a walk first thing in the morning when the sun comes out, and if you check your weather app, it'll tell you when the sun rises. Just come out like 15-20 minutes before that, get a little walk, and then sun gaze. Prime connection to the earth. Okay, guys? Last round here. Drop those hips, shoulder taps for the final 60 seconds, and begin. Nice work. We're in the zone now. Our bodies are like, okay, we're sticking to this. We're doing it. We're not giving up. We're not quitting. We're sticking with our breath. That's what's going to get us through, not just through this workout, but through the day, through work, taking care of the kids, through walking the dog, through doing chores, through grocery shopping. Our breath gets us through everything, okay? 3, 2, 1, and press up. Right into those goddess arm presses. Hips back and squeeze. Really don't need weights for this, like at all, guys. I'm telling you. And maybe you do. And if you do, kudos, okay? Because you're strong. But right now, I would honestly rather be anywhere else than doing these right now. These are absolutely horrible for me in this moment. But I'm breathing, and I know you guys are working hard. So I'm going to do my best to work hard on this last round. We got about 15 seconds to go. Fix it, Lord. 3, 2, and 1. Holy moly. Into our tricep dips. Last minute of these. And begin. Big inhales, big exhales. You can hear me breathing. Hopefully it's not super loud in the microphone. When I play this back, I hope it's not just you hearing me huff and puff like a big bag. Hopefully you're inspired by my breath and you're continuing to move. We got less than 30 seconds here, and we got a nice 2-minute recovery for our last third and final block. After that third block, we have our flow, and then it's time to go. You heard? Less than 10. Keep pressing. Almost there. 3, 2, 1, and relax. Oh, guys, that was so intense. All right. Grab your sip of water. Okay. Next, in last block of our strength is going to be core. Okay, which you can do every day. You can do core movements every single day of the week because you literally use your core every single moment of your life. It's what keeps your spine upright and keeps your organs in, and we need that. That's very important. We want to keep our organs inside and strong, okay? So our first movement is going to be dead bugs. So we're going to be down on the ground, arms up, legs up at a 90-degree angle. This is where the coordination comes in. You're going to take your opposite hand and opposite leg and extend them at the same time. So my right arm goes out, my left leg goes out, and then I bring them back in. And then my left arm goes out, my right leg goes out, and I bring them back in. So it's not this kind of weird thing here. It's arm and leg at the same time, arm and leg at the same time. So make sure that we're tucking that tailbone and pressing our lower back into the ground, okay? Then our next movement Or our next exercise is going to be a low plank. Okay, so elbows are right underneath the shoulders. We're just pressing and holding. Okay, squeezing the belly button in. If you need to come down to those knees for a second and take a breath, that's fine. And then when you're ready, just come right back up. And then our last movement is going to be our leg raises. So we'll be down on our back. Okay, legs come all the way up and come back down. So we're pressing that lower back into the ground. If you need to, you can keep the knees bent, tap the heels, just like that. Okay, so nice and easy. Well, maybe not easy, but nice and steady. Okay, so that first one is our dead bug, and we're beginning and begin. Beginning and then begin. I like to keep my feet flexed so that my legs stay active. I like to spread out my fingers so that my arms are active. We don't want to just kind of be chilling here. We want to stay active through everything. Okay? Head can be elevated or it can be relaxed, whichever feels best for you. There is a crazy rain cloud above me. Well, maybe it's not a rain cloud because there's no rain coming out of it, but it's just gray and thick and kind of scary. But here we are. Okay, we got about 15 seconds. We're continuing to press our belly button down into the ground. Okay? Big inhales, big exhales. Get ready to transition into that low plank. 3, 2, 1. And we're flipping it over. Elbows right underneath the shoulders. Feet can be as wide as you want them to be. Your breath. It's nice and deep, and steady and slow. The tighter you are, the lighter you are. So think about right when you want to drop, just think about what can I contract a little bit deeper? Can I press into my shoulders? Can I squeeze my glutes? Can I push my heels back? And then if you need that rest, you can take it. Big inhale, big exhale. We have less than, hey girl, we have less than 30 seconds. We're breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. Keep on holding on. We got this. 5 more seconds. 3, 2, 1, and relax. And now we're back on our backs. Oh, and here comes the sun. Here comes the sun. And we're doing our leg raises. I just saw one of my gym girlies just now. That's what I was saying hi to. Lift the legs up and down. Remember, you have the option to keep those knees bent. 20 seconds to go. Lower back is pressed into the ground. My hands are pressed down next to my hips. If you need to, you can always bring your hands underneath your hips as well. 3, 2, 1, and relax. 1 minute of recovery as the sun literally comes up. It is so beautiful. I will definitely try to orient my camera next time so that you can see it, because that's what I wanted to do, but I was like, good God, I need to find a light because it is pitch black out here. So now that we've come out here, we know what time the sun comes up. I thought I had a little bit more time of like light, but it wasn't. It was too dark out here, so we'll just have to push the time back. Probably, I feel like 6:30 is good. 6:15, 6:20, we'll see. But it'll definitely not be at 6 because it was darkety dark out here. Okay. All right. Round 2. We're going in. Oh nope, we're actually staying on our back. We're going in for our dead bugs. Big inhales, big exhales. Oh, the sweat is dripping. And it's time to start before I start complaining about how sweaty I am. And begin with those dead bugs. My core is literally screaming at me. I love body weight movements.
I love feeling my body be completely strong, independent of weights. Even though I am a lift girly, I will always be a strength girly. I love lifting heavy, but doing body weight movements is just, it really just shows you that you can really do anything and everything should be functional. You should be able to do anything with your body. You should move in all the directions. You should be able to activate all the muscles. We got less than 10 seconds to go, and we're moving into that plank. Less than 5, 3, 2, 1. Roll it up, switching it over onto our bellies for that low plank. And begin, lift up. And then if you need that recovery, you can take it. Big inhale, big exhale, and then you can bring it back up. And if you see me drop, guys, and you're like, I don't want to drop, I'm not ready to drop, then don't, okay? I'm doing my work over here, you do your work over there, but we're still doing it together, okay? So different levels with the same effort, the same work. Less than 5, 3, 2, 1. Switch into our leg raises. Abs for summer, right? Abs for summer, guys. Lifting those legs up again here. If you want to keep the knees bent, you totally can. Otherwise, the legs are straight. And we're not just yoinking the legs up, we're controlling the movement with our hip flexors, with our core. Even with the knees bent, you're still getting that activation in your lower core muscles. And we're trying to bring the knees in as close to our chest as possible. Not really like lifting up the hips, but really just trying to drive them in as deep as you can. 5 more seconds. We get a nice little rest. 3, 2, 1, and then relax. Big inhales, big exhales, guys. We are almost done. I keep saying that. Someone told me in one of my classes I was coaching one time, that's the biggest lie a coach has ever said is you're almost done. Because are you ever really almost done, guys? Like, we're still here. We're still here. Um, but we are, in fact, almost through the hard part. The rest of it will be very restorative and nice. We have 3 more minutes of work with this core movement, and then we will wind it down with a mini flow, get a nice little recovery, and maybe if you have a little bit of time and you're close to the water, you can come outside and watch the sun yourself because it looks absolutely stunning. Okay, last little bit. I'm actually gonna move my timer this way because I would love to face the sun for the final countdown. Okay, clearly I am slow. All right, last push. Okay, guys. Oh, why do I keep going onto the wrong side? Because I'm distracted. The sun is just so beautiful, you know? All right, dead bugs. Almost there. Keep breathing. Less than 10 seconds. 3, 2, and 1. And flip it over for a plank. Final plank here. strong, you're capable, and you're ready to do anything that our body is asking us to do because we can breathe, right? And if you need a rest, you can take a rest, and that's totally fine. If you're not resting, kudos to you. I like a big part of your breath. If I can hear my breath and I can focus on that rather than how badly I don't want to be at this point anymore. We've got a little bit less than 10 seconds. Hold it. 3, 2, 1. And move it over for our final movement here. Our leg raises or our bent leg raises. Feeling it, guys. Less than 30 seconds to go. You know I'm really in the zone because I stopped talking so much. It's also because I'm trying to breathe because my core's on fire. I got this. Keep that momentum. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Guys, the hard part is done. Just give yourself a second here. Inhale and exhale. And feel that incredibly feeling of accomplishment because you showed up and you did what you said you were going to do this morning, okay? Even if you left a little early or took a couple more breaks than you expected to, you still did it and you should totally be proud of yourself, okay? So take a second to take a breath. It is so beautiful out here. I literally have to get a picture because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how many times I see the sunrise. I'm always going to be amazed. Like, it's freaking beautiful every single time, okay? I'm like a child seeing it for the first time every single time, okay? So now we'll wind down and then you guys will be able to get out of here. So when you're ready, you needed to pause the video. You can. Otherwise, we're going to start with a little bit of our inhales again. Just to recenter, bringing the arms up, down to the side. Turn my mat a little bit this way. Turn on the right angle so you guys can see what I'm doing. Okay, another 2 big inhales. One more. And then on the next one, swan dive all the way down. Come into a halfway fold, a halfway lift. So hands right under the knees. Press the shoulders away from the ears. Belly button is pulled into the spine. Tail is long. Neck is long. It's like someone's trying to pull you from your tailbone and the crown of your head. Just creating a little bit of restoration here. And then exhale to fold. And big inhale all the way up. And then exhale to fold right back down. This time we're going to peel the hands. And feet back. And then come all the way down into your bellies. Okay. Keep your hands right underneath your shoulders. You can keep your toes tucked or you can untuck them. And then we're just going to press up gently into a baby cobra. So we're pressing your pelvis down into the ground. Shoulders are still back. Elbows are pinned to our sides. Slight press in the palms, or if you're ready, you can lift the palms off the ground. Neck is long, don't push it too far back. And then release. And then we do one more of those to lift up, pressing the hips down, squeezing the glutes, press down through the tops of the feet, creating tension so that we can release the tension. And bring your arms out like a T. And then we'll do our scorpion, or if you want something a little bit extra, you can bring your arms out like a goalpost. And we'll take our right leg and we'll just flip it over. Just give it a nice little gentle twist and then opening in the hips, especially from those leg raises. This feels really good in the core, like the hip flexors. And then gently twist back and then switch it over to the other side. Obviously, I'm probably right. I'm really picking up and moving towards that. Can I stay focused? Absolutely not. And then we'll go ahead and widen our feet and we'll push our hips back into a child's pose. So knees are as wide as the mat or wider. You have that range of motion. Big toes are touching. Trying to get the hips all the way down to the heels. Walking the hands as far out as you can. You can either have your chin down or your third eye on your mat. Just breathe into those shoulders. Really press the chest down towards the ground. Surrender from all the work that you've done. Give your body some gratitude for where you've come. And then slowly roll up into a tabletop. Bring the hands underneath the shoulders. Bring the knees underneath the hips. Okay. And then we'll take our right leg, extend it behind us, and then cross it over. And then this little twist in our hips, down our ICBN on that left side. And if it feels good, you can do some rotations here. Just little gentle movements. Switch your rotation direction. And then gently bring that leg right back. And then the same thing on the other side. So extend that left leg, cross it over, and press into that heel. Or you can have the toes tucked and just stay. Again, this is your practice or whatever feels good for you and your body in this moment. Circles. Heart rate should be normal. And then we'll bring that leg back in. And then again, some more feet work. So try to spread your toes out. Okay, tuck your toes and spread them out. Even if you have to use your hand for that little pinky toe. And then we're going to sit up into a hero's pose. So we're stretching out the fascia on the bottom of the foot. This might be a little bit intense, so if you need to just sit up and then stay here and that feels good for you, that's fine. Otherwise, the goal is to try to sit on top of our heels so that the pressure of our weight is pressing down onto our toes and spreading our feet and opening up through that fascia. Okay, we're only here for a couple more breaths. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Big inhale. And walk the back out. So tabletop again. And then we'll gently come down to a seated position. Legs out nice and wide. Remove your meat from your sits bones. Hands overhead. Flex the toes towards your face. And then just fold forward. Reaching as far as you can go, but don't strain yourself. You don't have to do anything that is unnecessary. And move where your body wants you to do. You listen to your body, listen to your breath. If you feel like you can go a little bit further, then go a little bit further. One more breath here. And slowly come back up. We'll take our right leg into our left thigh. And we'll make sure that we twist our torso towards that foot. And then we'll hold one more time. Just 2 big breaths here. Trying to bring that forehead down to that knee. Working your way there, not forcing your way there. And then as we come up, we do a gentle twist. So we'll take our left arm onto our right knee. Our right arm is behind us, and we'll just inhale to extend, and exhale to twist. Taking the gaze over the right shoulder. And then we'll gently unravel, and then we'll switch sides. So right leg comes out nice and long, left foot goes into right thigh. Turn that torso toward that foot. Big inhale, and release forward. Big breath here. And then inhale, come up, and then go into that twist. Right hand on left knee, left hand behind you. Inhale to extend through the spine. Exhale to twist. Big inhale. Exhale to release. And then you can bring your soles of your feet together. Do a nice butterfly stretch. Sit up nice and tall. You can flutter your wings. Do some neck rolls here. Just finding what feels good in your body. Nodding your head no. Shaking your head yes. Opening up through the throat. Sticking out the tongue. Then find your comfortable seat. If you want to stay in this butterfly position, that's totally fine. Otherwise, you can either bring your hands to heart center in a prayer pose, or you can have one hand on your belly, one hand on your heart, or you can stay right where you're at. You can lay down, come into a broken bridge with your feet out as wide as your mat, knees in. Either way, we'll spend a couple of seconds here just breathing in through our nose, out through our mouth, breathing in gratitude, exhaling any negative thoughts, anything that's no longer serving us, inhaling intention for the day, exhaling any expectations of others. Thank you again so much for joining me for Strength and Salutations for our first official class. Again, I'll be adjusting the time, so just make sure you hit the subscribe button and you keep a lookout. Most likely it'll be either 6:15 or 6:30 for next Wednesday. The workout will be different, and we will still be working in the 3 different parts of the body, and we will have a flow at the end. So thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you so much for showing up, not only for me, but for yourself. And I hope you get to get outside and you can see that the sun is literally just bathing me, and it feels wonderful. Thank you so much for stopping by today, guys. I hope to see you again soon.